Okay, take it away, Michael.
Okay. Morning, everyone. And thank you, Cindy, for inviting me today. My name is Michael Farmer, and my company is Footsteps. I see a lot of familiar names today, and I see some new names as well. I'd like to say thank you, excuse me, to all of you that are customers, and I look forward to working with those of you that aren't. A little bit about our company. Footsteps manufactures a made in the United States prefabricated medical grade insert. We're a small company with 6 full-time associates in our production facility in Phoenix, Arizona. We have 2 sales reps and myself and Sheila, who handles all the order entry and customer service needs. I like to paint that picture to kind of give you an idea of who we are and to show you that we really aren't a huge mega corporation, but just the opposite. We're just like you, a small business in a big, scary world. So Footsteps has solved one of the problems that all podiatrists face. And that problem is that your patients buy the same products you sell them on Amazon. So, of course, unless you're already a customer of ours, you don't have that problem. So you can go grab a cup of coffee or something, and we'll see you in a minute. So there's a couple of problems that arise when your patients buy products you sell them online. The obvious one is that you lose revenue by your patients not coming back to your clinic to purchase subsequent pairs. So just as a general rule of thumb, figure that for every patient that buys a pair online, you lose $42. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but it adds up more than you would think over the years. And not to call anybody out in specific, but if you're carrying inserts like Power Steps, ReadyThotics, Pure Strides, et cetera, you are having that problem, trust me. The second and more sinister issue is that when your patient finds the same inserts that you charge them $65 on Amazon for $42, an immediate erosion of confidence begins in you and your practice, and it's very hard to rebuild that lost confidence. Then on top of that, you have to figure out, how you're going to answer that question of, hey, doc, why are you charging me $65 when I can buy them online for $42? So here's how we've solved that issue. We have transformed into the unbrand, so to speak. We have literally removed our name, our logo, our address, our phone number from the box and the insert itself. We did this for a couple of reasons. We were literally fielding 30 to 40 to 50 calls per day from your patients trying to buy inserts from us. So that just goes to show that they are indeed out there looking on the internet to buy the same thing for cheaper. We all do it. So in place of our brand on the box and the insert, we have made it possible for you to brand it with your logo and your contact info. What this does is it allows you to develop your own narrative as you present prefab inserts to your patients. Many of our clinics will say something like this: we had these inserts designed specifically for our clinic. We were able to pick the shell rigidity, the arch height, and the cushioning material. These are literally the best insert you can buy before you go into a custom-made orthotic, and these are not available anywhere else except from a podiatrist. What this does is it, in a sense, takes you from being the middleman and not being a reseller of some other company's product. You now actually own your own brand. It has your logo on the box, your logo on the insert. So the reality of this is it kind of, you're the expert in your patient's eyes. They trust you, and they will come back and purchase subsequent pairs from you because they truly believe that they're getting the best thing available. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this. Most every clinic I speak with after they've made the switch to Footsteps ask me, hey, why are we selling so many more prefabs than we used to? And I kind of gently remind them of the conversation we had about the Amazon, and I can see the light bulb go off in their eyes. When you evaluate whether or not a product is a good fit for your company, obviously you want to make sure that the product is a good fit, but you also need to make sure that their business model jives with your ultimate success. And at Footsteps, we've made it a priority to really be your partner, not your competitor. This sounds weird, but who would want to do business with their competitor? And other companies are competing with you by allowing their products to be sold on Amazon, et cetera. So I know it sounds kind of cliche, but we can only be successful if you are. And if you aren't selling inserts, then we aren't selling inserts. And the last point I'd like to make with this is to try not to get hung up on the price of the inserts. Don't be so concerned with saving $2 or $3 a pair, but try and focus more on the profit or the profit margin. On average, our clinics charge anywhere from $60 to $70 per pair for Footsteps. Some charge even more, depending on the demographics. And they do this with great confidence, knowing that they're selling their patients a great insert, while also knowing that they aren't competing with Amazon or the internet on price. So kind of try to keep that in mind. It's very important, trying not to get hung up on, the dollar, but focus more on the profit and the available profit that's out there that you may be missing.
Right.
So one last thing. What's that? Go ahead, Cindy.
Interrupt for 1 second, Michael. And so just all the other vendors that have participated in this event and that I've used for years, my practices have special reduced pricing. And again, just like Michael said, don't tell me that, oh, well, I get my inserts for $11 a pair, and you're losing, the sale of 30 pairs of those inserts.
Exactly.
Because the patient's getting their second pair from Amazon.
Exactly.
It's kind
Yeah,
of,
it's, it's interesting. You can say, great, hey, I saved $3 a pair. Well, on the flip side of that, you just lost $45 in profit. And, over 10 pairs a month, over a year, over 2 years, it really builds up. And while that section of it goes down, your revenues should be increasing on this thing year over year because you're building a repeat customer base. So it should be kind of an annuity for you where patients just keep coming back every 6 months to buy another pair. On that note, we are encouraging a lot of our clinics to also take a silver Sharpie and write on the bottom of the insert kind of not an expiration date, but maybe come back and get these things checked in 6 months just to kind of, keep them fresh in your patient's shoes. So last thing, I'm keeping it under 5 minutes is generally speaking, for me to have the opportunity to speak with 75 clinics in one place, or I don't know how many are on here. That's what I thought, but it usually means I have to spend 2 or 3 days at a show on my feet, watching 200 doctors walk by while trying not to make eye contact with me. At the same time, we're spending 3,000 for the show, 1,000 on airlines, 1,000 on hotel, food, et cetera. And it kind of all adds up. So it's great. I saved all that money, but what I want to do is put that money back into this meeting. So what I'm going to do is that for every clinic on this call that is not a customer, you get 50 free pairs of our inserts with your logo, no strings attached. We just want you to try it out, see if you like it. I know it's tough to make a decision to switch. It's kind of like switching cell phones. Sometimes it's just a pain in the ass. So we do this to make it easy for you. For our current customers on this call, you are also going to get 50 free pairs, and you'll just get a credit. So on your next order, call, say, hey, I was on the meeting, with Cindy and Michael, and I would like my free pairs. Please order 50. We're not going to keep track of if you order 2 and 7 and 8 and 13. We don't have to handle that. Like I said, we only have 6 people. So it may, confuse things a little bit. And then we're not going to get them out next day like we usually do. So it's going to be a lot if we get a bunch of orders on Monday. So, give us a couple weeks to get these out, but just know that that's out there for you. I'm finished. Thank you very much. And Shelly, I'll see you on Monday for my toe surgery. She's very close to me. So I picked
there's no conflict of interest there. And you're going to bring her 50 free pairs with you. When you
That's right. Yes.
Thank you so much, Michael. That was very, very, very generous of you. So thank you. And thank you for being on here today.
Hey, I'm glad to help. I love being a part of the group.
All right. Take care.
See ya.
Next we have